title The Sage and the Mouse. In a small village nestled between the mountains and the forest, there lived a wise old sage known for his deep understanding of the natural world. He spent his days teaching the villagers how to live harmoniously with nature, and his nights studying the stars. The villagers respected him greatly, for he had a kind heart and always seemed to know the answers to their problems. One day, as the sage was meditating under an ancient oak tree, he heard a soft squeak. Opening his eyes, he saw a tiny mouse trembling with fear. The mouse looked up at the sage with wide eyes and said, "Please, wise one, help me. The village cat has been hunting me, and I fear for my life. I am too small to fight back and too weak to run far." The sage, with his kind eyes, smiled at the mouse and said, "Fear not, little one, for in this world, even the smallest of creatures can hold great power. Stay with me, and I will teach you how to survive." The mouse was puzzled, but trusted the sage and stayed by his side. Over the next few days, the sage taught the mouse how to be quick and clever. He showed the mouse where to find the best hiding spots and how to listen to the sounds of the forest to know when danger was near. The sage also taught the mouse to observe and learn from the world around it, for knowledge was a powerful tool. One evening, the mouse noticed that the sage was deep in thought, more so than usual. "What troubles you, wise one?" the mouse asked. The sage replied, "I have seen in the stars that a great storm is coming. It will bring floods to our village, and many lives may be lost." The mouse, now much braver than before, said, "I may be small, but I want to help. What can I do?" The sage looked at the mouse and said, "You have learned much, little one. Your small size can be your greatest advantage. Go into the forest and gather as many seeds as you can find. We will need them to plant new crops after the storm has passed." The mouse scampered off into the forest and worked tirelessly, gathering seeds from every corner. When it returned, the sage was amazed at the large pile of seeds the mouse had collected. "You have done well, my friend," said the sage. "Because of your efforts, we will be able to rebuild after the storm." The storm came, and it was as fierce as the sage had predicted. The village was flooded, and many of the crops were destroyed. But thanks to the seeds the mouse had gathered, the villagers were able to replant their fields and soon had food once again. The villagers, who had always respected the sage, now also admired the little mouse. They realized that even the smallest creatures could make a big difference when they were brave and wise. From that day on, the mouse was no longer afraid. It knew that, with the knowledge it had gained and the courage it had shown, it could face any challenge. And the sage, who had always been a teacher, learned from the mouse that even the smallest of us has a role to play in the grand tapestry of life. And so the sage and the mouse lived on, side by side, each knowing that wisdom and courage come in all shapes and sizes.